Vaginas are absolute magic, and Ollie is here to give them the respect they deserve. That means shame-free supplements made with clinically studied ingredients to keep your pH in check and your pleasure a priority. Put yourself on top. Go to Ollie.com today. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and welcome to another relationship advice episode. I was trying my hardest to think of something else to talk about, but I couldn't. So overall, I can say this: I'm going to be off this whole week from work, so I'm gonna have a lot of time with YouTube. Most likely going to try to do a lot of episodes on my podcast. If not, make just the episodes longer, but yeah, it's going to be a good week this week. It's going to be a good and very productive week. So, anyways, starting with the first story, it looks like there's two things to read here. So, I'm going to read off both. But, yeah, I'm going to open them both up. So, there is this one. And then, so, all right, so there's like the original story, and then there's an update. So, I'm going to try to read both. If I don't have enough, I'm gonna try, you know what? No, I'm gonna try to, like, do a long episode. I don't even care. So, anyways, 32-year-old female, work overnight. My father-in-law, father-in-law, 60-year-old male, keeps bad-mouthing me and tell everyone I'm lazy. I'm afraid people are starting to buy it. Wow. See, that's a hard one, because I'm like, I definitely would approach him and be like, hey, like, that ain't gonna slide, just, like, disrespecting me and things. Or maybe, like, talk to the son or daughter. I don't know. I would assume. I don't know. Let's just see. I don't know. But anyways, starting off, she says, I work overnights in a very demanding medical field. My sleep schedule has always been nocturnal. I don't know that word. But anyways, so this feels more natural to me than working days and brings stress down. My husband is gone 5 days out of the week as a truck driver, and my days off are the same days he's at home thanks to my seniority, and we are both night owls during this period. Okay, that's cool. My mother-in-law recently passed away, so my father-in-law sold everything and moved to where we were and has been included in my family events. At Christmas, my brother pulled me aside to let me know that my father-in-law is telling everyone who will listen that I am lazy because I sleep all day. Well, I would assume because the reason why you sleep all day is because of this job. I don't think that that's something to tell people. Like, when I have kids and I see that, I'm like, I will probably ask, like, yo, why is she sleeping all day? And then when I know, I'm like, oh, well, she works all night, so that's why she's sleeping all day. I guess Everybody Hates Chris don't exist to him, because if you guys remember the father in there, he slept all day and worked at night. I don't see that being a problem. So, yeah, to, like, go around and, like, tell everybody that, or to say that she's lazy, like, no, she works overnight. Like, she can't help it. But anyways, I work 12 to 24 hour shifts at my job during these days I am working. Wow. That's why she sleeps all day. Wow. That's crazy. I couldn't even imagine doing something like that. But anyways, the only reason I get my days off to align with my husband is the seniority I have. And even then, I often have to work when he's home. I've now noticed that, along with him calling me, I'm starting to miss calls around 2 or 3 p.m. from family members who know I am home and are asking me to do things for them during the day. I'm usually asleep by noon and have to be up for work at around 8 or 9 p.m. I've sat these people down to explain that I'm an overnight emergency worker and that I need my sleep. Yeah, it's like I feel like I just tell them straight up like I work overnights. I feel like it shouldn't be like a conversation. It should just me just saying that. Like that's all right. So, anyways, my husband sat my father-in-law down and explained to him what I do, how I need to sleep, and that he's being a jerk. A son ain't gonna say that to his father. If anything, he'll just be like, "Dad, you need to chill out. Like, you can't be talking bad about her like that and things," and explain to her the whole situation. But, anyways, my father-in-law maintains that a real job doesn't have overnights. I don't want to have to cut contacts with him because we are the only family he has left. My husband stands behind me and says if I want to cut him out, even just to let him have a timeout, he's game. Huh. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I would like sit down and talk with him and things. I don't understand why it's a problem. Like, okay, so, alright, so he's saying that the father-in-law, that a real job doesn't have overnights. Like, how do you know? Have you ever worked an overnight job? I've never worked an overnight job. Dang, they're showing something really important in wrestling right now, and I'm like, I kind of don't want to miss it. So you know what? I'm just gonna pause this this for a second. I will return, but I'm going to remember what. Actually, no, something is going on important. Okay, let me just pause it for a second, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, guys, I'm back. There's on wrestling, the wrestler Edge. He came back, and I thought some stuff was gonna go down because Randy Orton did some things, and if y'all watch wrestling, you understand what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah, back to what I was saying. Let me go back to the original post. Yeah, I will overall have a talking with this father-in-law and stuff, but. Anyways, let's just continue on and reading things. But anyways, because I completely forgot what I was going to say and things. It's some more stuff is happening. You know what? I'm not even going to because they go into commercial break. So, anyways, continuing on what she was writing. I also don't know how to address my whole family about this. My mom combats it as much as possible, but his way of thinking is starting to permit them to. I don't know, man. These words, it's new to me. All right, but anyways, TLDR. I don't know what that means. I am an emergency medical personnel that works third shift. My father-in-law thinks I'm lazy and is starting to infect some of my families. How do I combat this? Thank you for all the comments. I wasn't expecting this to blow up. I posted it and went to sleep thinking I had a few good replies. I'm on PTO for the next few days, so I'll be taking some of this advice and talking to the problematic folks. Then her updates. So she wrote there, like original, then a link to the thing. I dealt with my family members at family gatherings over the weekend. I saw my sister, one of the family members who had been texting me, and reminded her that I am asleep at 3 or 4 p.m. when she texts. If she texts me first thing in the morning, like when she leaves for work at 7, maybe I can do whatever favor she needs before I go to sleep. I told her that I wouldn't be adjusting my schedule to her favors. She seems to understand. Over the weekend, my husband and I sat down with my father-in-law one last time to try to get him to understand I'm a medical profession, I work nights, and that my nights are as hard working as a day shift, oftentimes harder. I brought up my mother-in-law. Now I know what MIL means. MIL, yeah. Because I think it was the last thing I was the last relationship advice, and I've looked that up, so I now know what that means now. I brought up my mother-in-law and reminded him how she called 911 at 2 a.m. when she had her first heart attack. I told her the person on the other end of the phone had a real job. The EMTs who came to take her to the hospital had real jobs. And the ER nurses and doctors that treated her had real jobs. I told him that, yes, I could take a day shift, but I would be unhappy in the end because I'm just not wired to be awake during the day. Today is an exception because I'm on vacation and had a dentist appointment. Well, there goes Well, those who guessed that this was way more about my job were right. After the discussion, he had point blank told me that my chosen hours weren't conducive to having children. Bro, like, okay. Because now I'm kind of getting annoyed at the father-in-law. Like, I know it ain't my place of business to get annoyed, but it's like, how are you going to get, like, interfere in these people's lives? Like, I understand, like, your son is in the mix of it, but, like, this is not, like, your call to, like, tell her what job she needs to have. See, that's the thing where I'm like, to whoever my future wife is, you're going to have to tell your parents, like, look, all right, because I'm not going to go out my way and disrespect them or say something that's disrespectful. But if there is something that I do, like, let's say that YouTube ends up, like, YouTube is my full, which I'm planning on turning it into a thing where it is my full-time job. But let's say, like, her parents don't agree with that. I'm not going to quit my job, stop my source of income because they don't agree with that. I'm like, no, you're going to have to agree with it. I'm sorry, but I'm like, that's somewhere I'm like, I'm not going to throw my life away, because if you were in that situation where you had a job and then somebody was telling you to throw it away, you wouldn't do it. You would not do that. So I'm like, I would put him in situations where, seems like some stuff had went down. But anyways, I would put him in some situations where it's like, okay, well, what would you do? Because I'm like, I know you wouldn't quit your job because it's it's not gonna be good for the kids and stuff. Like, okay, well, the kids can, like, I don't know how that stuff, like, I don't know if the kids can, like, visit her while she's at work and things. I mean, yeah, it is a night job, I guess, but I guess, like, maybe, like, one day out of the week or something. I don't know. Then the kids can maybe take the next day off from school, go get some McDonald's or something. I don't know. But anyways, you can, like, anything is possible. You can have kids and work a night job. Like I said, watch the TV show Everybody Hates Chris. Because rather than it being, like, a comedy show, like, no, you see the life situations in that show, and it is very real, and it's very serious and stuff. So and for those that hadn't watched the show, I think I was explaining it. The dad had night jobs. They had 3 kids, but it was like based off of true events. It was about the comedian Chris Rock and his dad working night jobs. Like, that was a real thing, and he did have siblings, and it was him too. So you can work night jobs and have kids, all right? Like, I don't understand that and things, but anyways, and then there's, like, and then also if she has, like, weekends off, I think that's what she was saying in the original post, that she has weekends off. She has weekends off. The kids can very well do stuff right then and there and things. See, and to kind of, like, add my life in the mix, my dad was pretty much, like, he was gone the majority of the day. And it's like, that's the thing, like, whether it's a day job or a night job, like, the kids are going to be in school in the middle of the day. So it's like, they're not going to have time to, like, hang out with the mom and things, And then, adding myself to the mix and things, like, my dad, he worked pretty late. My dad is a construction worker, okay? So there's, like, times where he had, there was, like, some, like, long jobs and things, and there's, like, some times really didn't get to see him. Maybe, like, talk to him for, like, an hour because he had this long job, and then that was it. So, yeah, it's, like, it doesn't matter, like, what kind of job, like, the person has or what time of the day it is, like, the job is just, like, kids are overall, like, it's not going to interfere in the kids' life, all right? I'm just going to say that right now. It's not going to interfere in the kids' life. I was trying to, like, grab my phone charger, without, like, dropping a bunch of stuff. Nothing didn't fall, but I kind of got a little distracted, so forgive me for that. But anyways, there we go. Charging my phone because it is on low battery. But anyways, so reading on what she was saying. Alright, so continuing on. Well, those who guessed that this is minus children, so then it continue on by saying, my husband kicked him out of the house and my family will stop inviting him to family gatherings. It's not the outcome I wanted, but hopefully he'll come around. TLDR, once again, don't know what that means. It was about children, not about my job. We are currently no contact. Edit, to be clear, he did not live with us but near us. My husband kicked him out of the house that evening. Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. I know people would probably, like, ask me, like, would I kick my dad out of the house and things. I would overall try to explain to him and stuff. But I gotta, like, let her know and things. Or, I gotta, like, let him know that, like, I can't go, like, this is my wife. Like, I can't, like, go against my wife and things because you don't agree with our family choices. Like, if we do plan on having kids, then, okay, we do plan on having kids. But like I'm not gonna like try to talk her into like having a different. And she says she doesn't want this day job. That's her decision. That's not my decision. I have no place of business of coming up with what she's going to be doing for a living and things. So yeah, I'm like to that father-in-law, like that. It's you have no rights to talk about like their family or her job or this that blah blah and call her lazy to other family members and things. You have no business to do that. None whatsoever. And and if it was me, I would tell my dad, like, yo, like, this is her life. Like, just let her be and things. Like, it's stressful enough that, you know, she's like all this, like she has like this job and things, and it's a medical field job. Like, I feel like that's like adding on a lot of stress to a person and things. But yeah, I'm like, there's like some more stuff going on in wrestling and things. And I am kind of getting a little distracted, but I'm trying my hardest to like continue on with this. But yeah, overall, like I wouldn't sweat it. Yeah, y'all try talking to him, and if he didn't listen, then that's on him. Like you can't overall convince him if he's just refusing to be convinced in things. So. Anyways, good luck to that family and stuff. I hope the best for them. But anyways, next one. Oh, okay. So it's another one. Dang, it's like people they doing like this like back and forth thing. So, anyways, I don't know which one shall I read first. There's a couple. I feel like it's like going. Oh, let's read this one because I guess it's a long one. Let's see how long it is. Oh, it's not that long. I can read that, but anyways, I feel like I've read some that was like maybe longer and things, but anyways, my male 22 girlfriend, female 19 broke the one rule we said about posting our nudes online. Don't respond to DMs. So she posted nudes online? Was she got like one of those like special like Snapchat accounts or like a OnlyFans account or something like that? Like I'm assuming like that might be the case, because if so, then I'm like, then you set yourself up for failure. Like you can't be mad at her if this is what she was already doing and things. Like let's just see what he has to say and stuff. But anyways, our relationship is still very fresh. We've been together for only 4 months, but I've never felt anything like this with anyone before. Okay, so he's in love. That's good. That's good. I have more in common with her than with my best male friends. Okay, yeah, he definitely is in love. He definitely is. Who I've known much longer. I have a very specific kind of humor, morals, and needs. Some mental health stuff, and somehow she matches all of my needs and wishes. Well, that's good. That is good. That is good. Like I definitely like. She sounds like a keeper, and I definitely would do everything in my power to keep. If I was you, I'd do everything in my power to keep her in my life and things. Whether if it's like if we're in a relationship or if we're like good friends or something. So, anyways, I personally think that posting your body online is a very cool thing to do. I want it to be the same as posting a selfie you feel good about. I'm all about that body positivity. My girlfriend thinks that's very cool. Ever since I expressed this to her, she and I have talked about posting nudes of ourselves for a while now. Huh. Well, if you're adding yourself along in the mix, then what did she do wrong? Now I'm curious on what she did wrong. Okay, so, because I couldn't really understand the title and stuff. Like, he kind of had that title going all over the place and things. But anyways, not long ago, I took the plunge, and it was a very cool experience to the both of us. She said she wanted to give it a try too, and of course, I was nothing but supportive. We are purely monogamous. What? These words, man. Like, I need freaking the simple subreddits, because some of these words. I look, all right. These was words that I don't remember saying in high school, and don't remember sounding out in high school. So therefore, these are gonna be new words to me. All right, y'all gotta understand, like the brain capacity of like big words and me, like it's not a match. Okay, it's the opposite of this man's relationship. So, anyways, we are a purely long word couple. I don't know that word, and because I do think, and she agreed, that posting our bodies on the internet for a lot of strangers to see is a discreet thing to do, we set one rule to make sure that this stays a fun experience for both of us. We don't get off on watching other people drool over our bodies. The rule we agreed on, as the title suggests, to not reply to any of the provoking DMs. Inevitably, I think that's that word, come with going full frontal on a non-suitable for work sub. Fast forward 3 days ago, for unrelated reasons, I had a massive panic attack. She's my closest friend, and we're very emotionally involved in each other's trauma issues, so I defaulted to dumping all of my fears on her. This stream of messages went on for what felt like 2 hours of nonstop emotional clutter my mind had come up with, and ranged from her being the main source of my happiness to me hating myself for spamming her with this much information. After the anxiety started to settle, there was finally some room for her to respond, and she expressed feeling extremely overwhelmed by everything I just told her. After me apologizing an extra 60 times, we went to bed. Okay, so I feel like this is like one of those TV shows where they show like a scene and you don't understand like what that scene was all about, and then later on it means something. So I'm assuming that whole thing that I just read there, it's going to mean something like later on in this post, because I was like, what happened? Like, but that's what's going on in my mind right now. But anyways, the next day I had a 9-hour work day and felt anxious for 8 of them. I tried to prevent myself from messaging her that day because I realized that it's not fun for SO to significant other, that's what that means, to play the role of therapist for an entire evening, and I wanted to give her some space. After work, I went to her place and told myself to try to just chill instead of having our meeting be all about mental stuff again. We went out for some drinks and had some low-key conversations. At some point in the evening, she confessed to me that while I was having the anxious meltdown, she texted her ex. Wow. That's like an abrupt stop. Like, that's like, I felt that abrupt stop with him. Like, wow, what was the whole reason and while he was having a breakdown and things, like, wow, that's messed up. Okay, so let's just continue on reading. This shocked me for obvious reasons. Like, come on, bro. The minute I'm not 100% pleasant to be around, you seek the attention of your ex. Emotions were high, and we went to her place to try and talk about it in a private setting. I never do this, but I asked if I could go through her phone. There was one thing I wanted to check: her Reddit DMs. Lo and behold, she had been responding to nasty DMs people sent over the news she had posted on a private Reddit account I wasn't supposed to know anything about. Wow, this freaked me out, and we had a massive dramatic fight about it. Wow. Like, yeah, I guess if y'all like agreed to this and things, and she was doing it behind your backs, like, dang. And then on top of that, then she text her ex. Yeah, that's, wow. 2 strikes. All right, now that 3rd strike. I'm saying, like, see, here's the thing. I don't even watch baseball, but it's funny. I give everything a 3-strike rule. Right now, she's on 2. I'm telling y'all, like, I give everything a 3-strike rule. Sometimes I'll let certain things, I'm like, okay, like, you know, they were batting a little bit horribly the first time. Let me give them 3 more, chances and stuff. But after this, I'm like, all right, I'm done and stuff. Because I would have to say there's some people where I'm like, okay, you're on your 2nd strike. I'm like, if you strike out, then that's all on you. I'm like, you ain't even getting a second chance. But anyways, no, she's definitely like her second chance. Like she had skipped all the way to her second chance, and she's on her second strike. Like she's and the ball is like flying 90. It's flying 100 miles per hour at her right now. Like I feel like that's where she's at. The ball is flying at her right now. So, anyways. So where was I at? I know this sounds silly, but this really hurts my trust in her. I'm now scared that she's not as trustworthy as I thought she was, but I think I still want to be with her, which means I need a way to be able to trust her again. This is a massive early red flag. Maybe this is just a one-time slip up. Where are the steps I can take to build my trust in her back up? Is it irrational of me to ask her to declare on Reddit profile that she's taken by me for her own peace of mind, pride? Or should I forgive? Or should forgiveness just be unconditional? TLDR. What is TLDR? I'm gonna have to look that up and see what that means. And regarding Rule 9, this isn't a throwaway account I just made this isn't a throwaway account I made just for this sub. I'll be using this account for more anonymous stuff. Okay, so I'm like looking at the rules and I'm like, what am I reading here? But I would probably say, like, tell her to like, okay, like you can't this stuff, like I don't know. Like if y'all are comfortable with posting your guys' like, nudes and stuff on the internet, then okay. But I definitely, it has to be like on a shared account. It has to be on a shared account. And this other account that she has, she would have to take that down. And if she doesn't agree to those things, then yeah, I think it's gonna probably be a lot harder to trust her and stuff if she's not willing to like throw this like second life that she has away and things. Cause if you really do care for this girl, then yeah, I would like definitely she's a keeper. She sounds like a keeper if she's like listening to you. But the whole texting the ex thing, I feel like, what was that all about? Like what was even the reason of texting your ex? Like that's what I'm like, that's kind of like messed up, where it's like if I'm dealing with some stuff, right? And you just out of nowhere just text your ex, and I feel like that, like, I don't know, like, I feel like that's when you probably have to ask her, are the feelings I have for you, are they the same feelings that you have for me? Because if not, then yeah, then it's there's gonna have to be like a conversation where y'all need to be on the same page and stuff. But if y'all are on the same page, then I will hope I will hope that you guys will remain friends. But just because this is like a weird, like, y'all posting nudes, but then all this other extra stuff, I don't know. It's a weird thing, man. It's a really weird thing that be going on with relationships. But anyways, yeah, I definitely will have a conversation with her and things, and work stuff out. But anyways, let's read one more. Let's read one more. I felt like we need to read one more. Where am I at with time? 20 minutes? Yeah, I'm cool with that. It's another one of those like previous posts, this and that, blah blah. Like I'm not trying to read all that, the previous post ones. But anyways, so I clicked on one. It's titled, "My mother-in-law had an affair with my best friend." Wow. If she's married, and then that's where I'm like, dang, that's like some like, wow, that's crazy. Like my significant other, if her mom had an affair with one of my friends, like I'd be like, dang, like I don't even know, like, should I be mad? Should my significant other, should she be mad? Like what? I don't understand, like, what do you do? Like, I feel like I would talk to them and be like, yo, why? Like, what was the reason? Like, that's some crazy behavior right there. Now I'm very curious on this one. So, my, okay. My wife, all right, because I'm not going to read this male and female stuff that they be having in the title. That throws me off trying to read that. But my wife wants me to start being around her family more. How do I become comfortable enough to be in the presence of my mother-in-law? Oh, wait, so my mother... Okay, wait a second. What? I'm so lost in the presence of my mother. Okay, like, let's just read this. I'm lost, but I'm not lost. So anyways, currently I'm unable to be around my mother-in-law without feeling super uncomfortable. It's clear through my body language that I'm uncomfortable, and my wife doesn't want me to make the other members of her family uncomfortable because of me. I already had bad feelings about my mother-in-law before all this happened, so the affair just made things 10 times worse. She might have codependency problems because I have been uncomfortable with how she's always wanted to be close to me. She will always force I love yous and force hugs on me. I even went as far as to tell her not to hug me or tell me that she loves me. Wow. I guess, I don't know. Like, to whoever my future mother-in-law is, I'll hug her, I'll tell her I love her and things. But if she's, squeezing my butt and things or, smacking it in the process, then, yeah, I would straight up, be like, yo, tell my wife, you need to check your moms because your mom's is living foul and things. That's, I'm like, okay, but I feel like hugs and I love you. That's common within, son-in-law or son-in-law or daughter-in-law and mother-in-law or father-in-law type thing that's going on and things. But yeah, she's sexually harassing you in the process, then okay, then confront her about it and things. But anyways, but no, I mean, she might have been trying to slide a pass on you. You never know. But anyways, the affair went on for a year. Wow. My best friend was living at my in-laws' house during the whole thing. So wait a second. There must be y'all, this whole circle of people, y'all must be close. You guys, everybody knows each other from previously before, because that's a question that I would ask my best friend. Why are you living with my in-laws? I feel like a best friend should even know the in-laws. And here's my thing, right? Because my best friend, he's next year he's getting married. I don't even want to know his wife's parents. There's no reason for me to know the wife's parents. I mean, if they introduce me, it's that's where it's that's the whole thing where it's when this wedding happens and they introduce me, that's all that's happening. It's just the introduction. Handshakes, pat on the shoulder, congratulations to everybody. I'm going right back to my table and I'm drinking my Red Bull. But there is no reason for me to be eyeballing the mom. That's weird. That is some weird stuff. That is some really weird stuff. That definitely would have raised the red flag in my eyes where my best friend is living with my in-laws. I'm that's some straight up R. Kelly trapped in the closet type stuff. I'm man, that don't sound right. That doesn't sound right at all. But anyways, my best friend was living in in-laws. He just got out of college and was paying rent. One thing led to another, and my best friend and mother-in-law found themselves in a weird place. Yes, the husband, my father-in-law, was in the house the whole time, and he had no idea. Wow. So my real problem is that I don't want my mother-in-law to affect me so deeply. My wife cares about her family so much, and I want to make it easy as possible for her to process the whole thing by not being so affected. Edit. The husband did not know about the affair while it was happening. He found out a few months after the affair ended because the mother-in-law told him. Yeah, I would, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily, feel uncomfortable. I think it'd just be, kind of, awkward and stuff. Hey, every time I see you now, I see that the fact that you and my best friend was, had a thing going on and stuff. So, I don't know. I'd be all that's between y'all. I'm not going to get infected with that and stuff. I'm just going to be that's between you guys. Leave me out of it. I'm leave me out of it. I don't know. My attitude towards stuff, it's kind of you know what? I wasn't involved, so therefore, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I wouldn't necessarily like to where I'm like, oh, I can't talk to you or I can't be associated with you or I don't want to have no conversations with you. I would try my hardest to like not like, well, yeah, honestly, that'd be the one conversation I wouldn't bring up is like anything regarding my best friend and that and stuff. But yeah, I would yeah, I wouldn't sweat it. Like, I mean, you wasn't involved, so therefore, I mean, like, yeah, that's between the best friend, the father-in-law, the mother-in-law. But me and my wife, like, that's nah. Like, that's not even like if she tells me about what's going on and stuff, then I just be like, oh wow, like that's that's crazy. Like she's gonna be hearing a lot of that's crazies from me. And in reality, it is crazy, but I ain't gonna sweat it. That ain't my problem. That's between them. I would like if she would want me to talk to my best friend and stuff, then I'd be like, okay, like, yeah, I'll talk to him and things and just be like, yo, you cannot live with my in-laws. I feel like that's something that should have been like off the back, like, unless they like have a big, I don't know, like not even if they have a big giant house. Like you shouldn't be living with my in-laws, period. Like that shouldn't have been a thing. Like that's why I'm like, that's just really weird. Because I'm like, I would imagine that everybody within this group, like the best friend, the in-laws, the wife, the husband, they all know each other. Like they're all close with each other. So that's why the best friend was living with the in-laws in the first place. Like he's talked with them. He spent time with them. He knows these guys. But if not, then yeah, I would, I definitely would tell him like, like, hey, this is, this ain't normal. This is not normal at all. So that's like to this guy. What's your name? Who wrote this? His username is for my friends and I. Yeah, don't even worry about it. This ain't your beef. This is their beef. All right. So, anyways, that is all for today. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss, and it will knock $20 off your first purchase. And that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching and or listening, and peace.